Go ahead and make a persuasion roll.
I'm always happy to. Not
Are
that
you-
much inspiration.
Oh my God.
Are you sure about that?
I'm always happy to. Are you sure about that?
Oh my God!
What the
No. Luck. Use your luck. Use your luck.
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 Luck
Like,
it,
I
luck
had
it.
spent my inspiration after that first 13, so I'm guessing I just spent that
Well-
inspiration to on
No,
all
no,
those.
no. When you ever roll a 1 or 20, Gwen has you exploded. So that one was the exploded
And then it
die
exploded
of the
again.
first one. So you still have your inspiration if you want to go ahead and re-roll that
Oh.
instead of using your luck.
Yes,
Oh.
I forgot, and I'm sorry. You still have your Technically, that was the one excluded.
I am
That's
so
it. I'm
fucking
done.
done.
I'm
I am
fucking
so-
done.
Shamash reaches over and snaps his neck.
Just kill him. Just kill him.
Now can I use my luck?
Yes, now you can use your luck. I'm so
That
sorry.
that is fucking astronomically
I'm
bad,
doing
Joel.
well tonight, he says.
Fair.
I'm snapshotting this.
Don't do it.
Joel, you have achieved legendary
I'm putting this on my
status today.
No, don't do it.
We have achieved legends right now. You literally made O'Neill rage quit.
And now the continuation.
Oh shit.
So the badgers dig around the industrial door, through the wall, and into the next room. Actually, what am I talking about? So actually, they dig through the wall past the door,
Mhm.
and they just kind of keep going, and eventually they stop and look, because they've gone far enough that if there was another room on the other side, they should have reached it by now.
Okay.
Oh,
Well, I'm gonna.
So they just keep going?
They stop and they look back and they wait for further commands, because if there was a room on the other side of the door, they should have reached it by now.
So,
okay.
so digging up is probably the solution.
Do you want them to? Do you want to have them dig up?
I'm gonna have the little one dig up, like just a little bit to see if it's safe, and if
Okay.
it is safe, we're gonna have the bigger one do it.
Okay. The little one gets up on the bigger one's back and digs up into the ceiling, and reaches nothing but more dirt.
Okay. Keep digging
Which direction?
up.
They just keep getting dirt, and more dirt.
I feel like we just only dug like a foot down. What the fuck?
I mean, eventually it's going to break the surface, but there's nothing else up there.
Right. So maybe loop back around, like the how long we've been digging this direction. Maybe dig up for like a second and then wind back around, like almost looping in the direction we haven't dug, like just about a foot above.
Okay.
If I could illustrate it, I would.
You could do it in Roll20 with the drawing tool.
Okay. I don't know if this will fuck it up for you, but okay. So we actually, let me change my color. Like this. Okay. So we dug like this,
Where are you drawing?
right on the map.
Oh, that's helpful.
And so we're digging up like this.
Uh-huh.
So instead of continuing digging up, can we just do this instead? Like that?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna have them do that.
Okay, they do that. And
Do
they
we-
keep getting dirt.
Okay, I am fucking lost. Onir?
Okay, so here is what has happened. I'm going to draw it up here.
Okay.
And then we're going to go ahead and swap to the other two for a while.
Ah, fuck.
While you guys do this. Okay, so there's
You
a big
okay?
old door.
I'm gonna get.
Y'all are digging right here. And you went straight back. This is the wall. This is the door.
Oh, wait. Okay. Wait. Hold on. What? I didn't get to see it because I was looking for where you were drawing.
Okay. This is the wall.
Mm-hmm.
This is the door.
Uh-huh.
The badger started digging here and went
Okay.
straight back.
Oh, so just dig to the left. To behind the door.
Okay. So
Because technically we're still in the wall. So if we just go to the left slightly, we'll hit a room.
okay, so gonna command the badgers to do so, I guess.
Okay. The badgers dig to the left and they break through into. It looks more like it's not a room. It's an elevator shaft, but it's a mining lift, so the elevators have like waist high walls that you could probably climb over into the elevator itself.
Could the badgers fit?
I mean, probably. It's an industrial mining elevator.
Oh, right, those are fucking big. Okay. So I think
Okay.
we know what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right. Onir, you gone.
Oh, hi.
That should be Shamash and Yugon.
Yes.
Oh, hi.
I know how to names. Shamash. You're here as well.
I am.
And you're dragon.
Where are you guys going first?
We're gonna find Redmond because he's the hardest to find, and Luca just kind of hangs out in this cave.
Fair.
Yeah, I would direct a flying carpet exactly to where we intercepted Redmond the last time.
Okay. All right. So you guys shoot off in that direction. You land there. It's been a good 5, maybe 10 minutes, and not terribly long later, you see this contingent of purple bandanaed figures approaching. And the second they see you, they start raising their.
Don't. I have to do this again. Don't shoot.
Actually, no, I forgot. Since that part, go ahead and skip it and say you say the same thing.
Okay, yeah, but imagine him doing it in a more drone tone, like, don't shoot. Nandro and Logan
No,
found us.
stop, wait, don't come back.
Oh, please don't shoot my dragon. Fuck the fuck.
You can touch his scales if you want.
Whelp. So,
So
so
instead of bringing him to the bank, I'm gonna lean over and whisper to Yugon, convince him to come to the cave to the west.
Is that where he is?
It is.
Okay. Redmond,
Remember to use his. Sorry, just a little bit of character. Remember to use his god.
Oh, no, I think they've already convinced him.
well, we already.
well, they've gotten past the point of him shooting them and him saying, "Oh, so Lady Istis must have sent you to us to help us rob this fucking bank."
Actually, I do want to act in Lady Istis's favor, but we actually know of a way to further act in her favor, as well as reunite you with somebody that you know.
He kind of furrows his brows and goes, "How do you mean?"
All right, I'm just gonna flat out and say Shamash because reasons. Your brother's name is Luca, yes?
Yes.
We need both yours and your brother's help, and we know where he is. He is to the west in a cave. He just looks to Shamash for the nod of approval.
Nod.
Skeleton.
Please mention the fact that he is undead,
Yeah. Oh, he is.
right? Skeleton.
He's a
Please discuss
skeleton.
this.
And then he.
And Redmond goes, "Yes, I know what's happened to my brother. Sorry about that."
Oh,
Yeah, we need your guys' help, and if we can get your help, we can get this barrier down for good. A friend of ours is already dealing with the vault without having to use that cluster bomb that's in your box.
Go ahead and make a persuasion roll.
I'm always happy to. Not
Are you-
that inspiration.
Oh my
inspiration.
Are you sure about that?
I'm always happy to. Are you sure about that?
oh my god!
What the
No. Luck. Use your luck. Use your luck.
Luck.
Luck it, do it.
If he gets another one, just
If he gets a third one,
just
we're
have
ending
them
it.
shoot him.
No, it's like
We're just
fucking.
ending the campaign.
Better.
Not much better.
But better than a 1.
If that,
If he gets
if
another
that
one,
land-
if he gets another one, Shamash is just gonna snap his neck from
if that
behind.
landed on a 1, I swear to God, I would have quit the campaign. Like, all right, that's it, I'm done.
Shamash would have fucking snapped his neck right then. and
1
there.
for 1. 1 for 1.
1 for 1.
1 for 1 and 1 for all.
God of fate and destiny, my left nut.
I would have taken the 4 for 4, honestly.
I would have too. Gosh, that was horrible.
Oh,
No, okay, I forgot how this actually works. So I forgot how I work my skill checks. That's all one contiguous roll. If you want to spend your inspiration to try to roll better, you still can.
Oh my God.
Because I forgot you explode ones as well.
No,
So just re-roll it with inspiration.
no, the thing is, like, I had spent my inspiration after that first 13, so I'm guessing I just spent that
Well-
inspiration to on
No.
all those.
No. When you ever roll a 1 or 20, Gwen has you exploded. So
And-
that one was the exploded
And then it
guy
exploded
of the
again.
first one. So you still have your inspiration if you want to go ahead and re-roll that
Oh.
instead of using your luck.
Yes,
Oh.
I forgot, and I'm sorry. You still have your Technically, that was the one exploded.
I am
that's
so
it. I'm
fucking
done.
done.
I'm
I am
fucking
so-
done.
Shamash reaches over and snaps his neck.
Just kill him. Just kill him.
Now can I use my luck?
Yes, now you can use your luck. I'm so
That
sorry.
is that is fucking astronomically bad.
I'm doing
Joe.
well tonight, he says.
There.
I'm snapshotting this.
Don't do it.
Joel, you have achieved legendary.
I'm putting this on my
status today.
Tumblr.
Don't do it.
We have achieved legends right now. You literally made O'Neill rage quit. Make sure to put the quote in there, by the way. I'm
Fuck
doing
you,
really
Mrs.
good tonight.
Fuck you.
I'm. Guess what's going to be in the
Ollie
fucking.
really doesn't want you fucking.
Hey, Joel, remember your 4 for 4?
Don't. Why? What? No.
Nah, fuck the campaign. I'm playing Stellar Glow. Excuse me.
No, come back.
I'm so.
I need to look at Sad Paladin Dad.
I'm so.
Sad Paladin Dad is the
broken.
best.
How do you achieve this, Joel?
Caitlin, help me.
Oh, I am helping you.
Why is that knife coming towards me then?
You failed so hard it crashed my Firefox. My computer doesn't want to be associated with you.
Fuck. No, see, this is the universe coming back into balance. He was rolling really fucking well, and now this is the Anakin to everything else, and now we're balanced again.
That was the triple one.
Because you rolled really well, and
Oh.
now you rolled really fucking shitty, and now you're gonna roll perfectly normal for the rest of the night.
I'm crying.
Gwen, how do you spell Istus?
ISTUS.
You guys like slumped over Shamash and is like, I feel like something happened. I don't know what.
Yes, it's called your God kicking you in the crotch.
It wasn't
Check
me.
the chat, Joel.
Yeah, check the chat.
What?
Check the chat.
Which chat?
I'm
As
doing,
chat.
multiverse or
Oh.
balance.
I'm doing really well tonight. Then this happens.
Okay,
I'm
alright, hold on.
permanently
I'm gonna go ahead and put the same thing
Somebody
up, but I
fucking
want
hit that.
I want everybody to look at my tags.
Go ahead and pin that shit. I want him to remember this.
Just click on that and look at my tags.
We love you, Joel. You know that, right?
We love you, Joel.
Yeah, I know.
What?
It's a Reba. Fuck you, Istis, you and everything that looks like you got us a destiny and fate my ass. and thank God. Now it will go down in history.
Hey, I'm putting this in my own Discord because even though I'm horrifically embarrassed, I feel like this has to be shared with the world.
Like, what is the fucking... That is a 1 in... Hold on.
That's
That's
Okay.
a 1 in
Okay.
180 chance of that happening.
Well, okay, but no one will ever roll as bad as Wheaton.
I beg to fucking differ right now.
Well, you really should fucking consider buying a couple of lottery tickets. That shit for it.
Okay, so
I don't even
So
know.
he feels the fucking full brunt force of God kind of course through him 3 times.
I don't actually
So-
know where I am right now.
so this is what happened, Joel.
Yes.
Oh my God. He's gonna describe it.
You this argument shouldn't have worked. There was no way it should have worked. You were pulling this desperately out of your ass, and you could tell. Like, you're well practiced at this. You know when a con is going south. And this is about the time where you should probably be packing up and running. You just don't really have that option right now.
Heavy breathing.
And then you see this glittering thread of white appear.
Oh, thank you.
And it zips from Redmond off into the west. And you see him pause, and he says, "All right. If this is what Lady Estes has sent you to us to do, then I suppose that's what we must do." He
Thank golly.
He sets the box down and says, "The rest of you, take this back to the house, mate. Do not drop it."
Slumps against Shamash's side. It's way too hard. Oh, your scales are really soft.
Jesus Christ.
Just awkwardly pats him on the head, saying, "If you get us killed, I will eat you."
I haven't heard that threat in a while. Excellent.
That sounds oddly sexual. Let's go.
Christ. Okay, so I'm guessing you guys are hopping on the carpet?
Yes.
Okay. I feel like that is going to deserve a bit of step away from that and let Joel calm down a little bit.
Oh,
of time.
please give me a break.
Let's go ahead and hop back to our friends and mines for the time being.
Our Badger and Company,
Yes.
Badger and Badger investigators.
Attorneys at law.
Yeah, exactly.
Objection. Okay.
So I'm pretty sure we're gonna go on the mine shaft elevator, right?
Oh, and it's assumed that Roswell was with us the entire time too. Forgot to-
Yeah.
Actually, I think Roswell, I think going to stay behind and keep track of what's going on in town.
Okay,
Okay.
so
I forgot about that part.
the elk's gonna just help him, I guess.
Okay.
Sorry. Cat is
Okay.
on the fan. Get off, Cat.
Mm.
Cat!
So, you guys take the shaft on down. And let me pull up my notes right quick. Half a second. Okay. As you're taking the elevator down, you like black. They're very little fuzzy black with white spots.
Wait, what is?
You see these little bugs scurry up onto the elevator
Okay.
as you're riding it down. They're
Okay.
very small. They have black fuzzy fur with little white spots, and they chirp at you. Tick, tick.
Aw.
Can I talk to them?
You can try.
Okay, let me just write down the description. Alright, so she's gonna cast Speak with Animals.
Okay.
Hello?
Food?
Did it just say food?
Yes.
Oh, sweet.
We've
Alright,
got
I'm-
rations.
No. I'm gonna give him something even better.
Okay,
I'm gonna go ahead and pop a spell. I'm going to use Good Berry to pop up seven berries.
Okay.
Just put them down on the floor.
Okay. They scurry over to the berries and start nibbling on them and spit them out and back away. Yeah. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
So I'm going
Yeah.
to put down 2 things of rations.
They scurry up to the rations and nibble at them again and again, back away. Yeah. No. Yes.
Is there something you want?
Food?
What kind of food?
Food.
Get away from me, Michael!
Does this remind you of anything?
Oh,
What?
oh, okay, because he asks me all the time, what do I want to eat, and I say food. He's like, what kind of food? And I'm like, what kind that I can eat?
You know, very vague. Very,
Just offer, and he just starts offering me things, and I just keep rejecting them.
very bubble answers, apparently.
Shut up.
And they kind of nibble, they kind of scurry forward and they start climbing up your legs. Food? Food? Food?
Okay, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna like kind of block him off. I'm just like, okay, no, stop, please.
How do you go to brush it off? One of them like nibbles very sharply at your finger.
Just like I'm just gonna hold it up like about like a foot from my face. It's just like, all right, listen here, you little shit.
Don't hurt it.
Food?
Ugh.
I want to keep him.
Will
Yeah. Eventually, the other bug kind of chirps at the first one. The first one squirms free, and they scurry away.
Aw.
she kind of scoops one up,
Mhm.
and I don't know how basic of an intellect they have.
Mhm.
We find you food.
The second you pick it up, it nips at your hand.
Ah!
Food.
Are we the fucking food?
I feel
It
like
nips
that's
at your
what
hand
it's trying
again.
to imply.
What was that?
I feel like-
It bites your hand again.
What did you say, Michael?
I was gonna say I thought that was what was implied.
Oh. I'm just gonna get on my badger.
Okay, it's still trying to bite through your glove at your hand.
I'm going to. I don't want to kill it. It's so cute.
Just-
Don't make me kill something that's cute.
Just
Don't
chuck
kill
it off. Just chuck it off the side of the elevator shaft.
Yeah,
that
I'm
would
just gonna-
kill it.
You throw it, and it manages to catch itself on the other, chirps again, and then scurries off.
Ah,
Okay.
Thank God. Oh, I'm not even there. God, sorry. I got attracted to cute things.
Okay, so I guess we're just gonna ignore them. If we can't get anything out of them, and they're just
Okay.
gonna keep biting us, I guess we're just gonna ignore them.
Okay. Let's see, how long has it been?
I assume only like 3 minutes.
It took you a little bit to dig through. Took you a little while to figure out where you were in the mine shaft, so it's probably about 11:15 now.
Oh yeah. Oh, I thought you meant since I picked up the bug.
Oh no, I meant in entirety. Okay, so once you reach the bottom of the elevator, it opens up into a massive cavern. The light spilling out from the elevator itself is really the only light you've got. There's a set of rails, and sitting on the rails is a broken tram cart.
Remember rails?
Yep, train car. The fork in the road should be coming up fairly soon.
Should we follow along them?
We shall. Let's go.
Okay, you guys start walking, and you're going to be walking for a very long time. So we're going to go ahead and jump over the other guys.
All right.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
Emotionally perturbed in my life. All right, so Shamash, Yugon,
Okay, I've recovered. What's up?
what are you guys doing? Are you having any conversations? Are you asking any questions? How's this going to work?
Yugon's kind of defaulting to Shamash because he's the one who saw the vision. Nudges Shamash.
We're on the flying carpet with Redmond, right?
Correct.
All right. So I'm gonna look over at Redmond and I'm gonna say, I know it's gonna seem like a long shot, but we need you and your brother to pray at the Temple of Istus.
And he kind of pulls his head back and says, well, I suppose that's not a terribly complicated thing to do, but to what end?
We need the temple raised again. If we get the temple raised again, we can begin getting rid of the dome that's currently surrounding it.
And he kind of lets out a breath and says, all right, He scratches the back of his head and says, I've always followed my instincts. It's one of the gifts Istis gave me as one of her priests, and nothing she's ever sent to me ever hinted at this, but you seem to know what you're talking about.
Mostly because we keep dying for it.
And he kind of snorts and says, well, yes, I suppose that would do it.
Over and over and over.
You get used to it.
Mm. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so you make your way to the cave, and you see again the light at the end, where as soon as you start making noise, the shadow that you now know is freak out, douse the light, and go quiet.
Yo, Luca!
Yeah, I was about to say, Luca, you could cut the crap. We know you're here.
There's no one here.
Luca, you're terrible at everything you do.
What
Now, who
instrument does a skeleton play the best?
Not now, Idiot.
I want him to answer for his crimes.
Cry.
What crime?
By not answering the joke the first time.
You hooligans, get out of my cave!
We come with your brother, Luca.
And Redmond says, Luca, stop this. And very slowly, Luca climbs out of the cave and kind of, like, reflexively shields his eyes and then realizes have eyes.
I was about to say, Dimash was going to ask, what are you shielding?
Oh, so this is what he looks like. Interesting.
He's colorful, isn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I have to keep myself amused somehow.
I'm not going to ask what you paint with because time is of the essence, but...
Yeah, we have a bone to pick with you.
Shut up!
Oh, yes, like I haven't had that one a million times.
I love you guys.
Finger guns. Hey.
So, I'm going to go ahead and skip right to the immediate importance. We need you and your brother to pray at the Temple of Istus.
We can do that, but to what end?
To raise
And
the
Redmond's like,
temple,
I just asked that exact same question.
to raise the temple so that we could
This was your idea.
raise the temple and to get rid of the dome currently surrounding the town.
Well, and Redmond says, I know it sounds a bit ridiculous. What's ridiculous is that they managed to get you out here, brother. No one asked you about that, brother. And they sit there bickering for like 30 seconds.
Oh, Jesus Christ, we do not have to... Oh, by Bahamut, we do not have time for this. He grabs them both and he kind of chucks them onto the carpet.
Just pick up the skeleton. What the fuck's he gonna do?
Okay,
You're done. Let's go.
so you just fucking manhandle them up onto the carpet?
Yep.
Excellent. All right. Now, I think it's important to get back to the other two at this point, because
Yeah, same.
you spend about 15 minutes walking. And it's very dark. You're basically feeling your way along step by step at this point.
Okay.
And you start feeling the earth shake.
It's like 11:30.
The rumbling goes quiet. Oh, sorry?
Oh, no. Go right ahead.
And from all around you, you start hearing from everywhere. It gets louder and louder.
Iviano, what is this?
These are bugs.
you start feeling very small fuzzy shapes falling from the ceiling and hitting your faces.
I'm going to just ignite the entire room with moonbeam. Not, of course,
Okay.
us, but like around us immediately.
Have you ever seen
Okay.
The Mummy?
Yeah,
Something like that.
traumatized. So
Okay, so you drop Moonbeam, it lights the fuck up, and you see many there. The roof and the walls have fissured, and there is just a massive swarm of these fuzzy white spotted shapes. And they sort of cringe away from the light a little bit, and the ones that were sort of starting to crawl on you and nip at you kind of shy back.
So am I gonna be like fucking Moses and just parting the bug's sea with my moonbeam as we walk? Because I don't mind, because it can move as we move.
Is that what you want to do?
That's exactly what I want to do. Fucking
do
get
it.
out of my way, and if stay against your little walls if you want to live, and you're gonna get fried if you don't.
It's like if the Jews were badgers.
Yes, I'm gonna be Moses guiding these badgers and Onir to the end of this tunnel.
Excellent.
Let my people go.
Okay, so about another 15 minutes, and you still have particularly brave bugs approaching and trying to climb up on you if they can get through the light.
I'm just gonna fucking straight up kill them, like fucking.
Okay.
This is not worth it
Yeah,
anymore.
I'm just gonna bring out my Dawnbringer as well, because
Okay.
that's also light.
Okay. Dawnbringer by itself, you realize very quickly, is not enough light.
Both. I'm using both at the same time.
Excellent.
Like I'm
So,
using Dawnbringer to point where I want Moonbeam.
okay. So, since you're going to be walking for another 15 minutes, Shamash, Yugon, you make it to the temple.
Hooray.
What do you do?
Well, we're all gonna fucking descend. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna look to the brothers. And I'm gonna gesture. So, do you go in and pray, or...
They kind of look at each other and go, and Lucas says, well, I suppose we trust our instincts, don't we, brother? Sounds like a good idea to me.
Fox, trust your instincts.
Do a barrel roll.
Oh my god, we just did that at the same time.
That was beautiful.
Did you guys hear me say
Yes,
that?
I heard it.
I heard you say it.
Excellent.
We live in dark times.
I'm very fond of the barrel roll meme because Metro Car Park 2 years ago, the climactic moment of the show was a fucking barrel roll joke. It was beautiful. Anyway, so the two of them approach the temple doors. They kneel down in front of it, and they raise their arms, and they start to pray. And almost as soon as they start speaking, you feel this massive, absolutely overwhelming gust of wind to just blast the two of you in the back. It rushes past you, and it spins and spirals all the way up to the very points of this, what was a temple and now suddenly is becoming a temple again. You see this beautiful building putting itself back together. The clock tower unsnaps and structures itself back up. The doors raise, the stonework all comes back together. And the doors right themselves. And they're standing in front of you, completely closed up, massive doors, beautiful stonework, huge clock tower pointing off the top, is the Temple of Istis.
Fuck yeah.
Whoa.
We did it. Looks around. Why did we do it?
The brothers do not respond. They are still knelt in prayer.
let's just leave it.
We shouldn't interrupt.
Yeah, let's just leave it at that. Now, okay, so we know what's in the vault. They raised the temple. What's the last thing that we need?
Points to the mine. We needed to look at the mine, but Iviana and O'Neill are taking care of that.
Well, now we just have to wait then.
On the front of that closed door, there are a lot of like really beautiful wrought iron decorations. And on one of the doors, 2 of the metallic orbs light up, but the 2 on the other side remain unlit.
Is this the temple?
This is the door of the temple, yes.
What does that mean?
What does that mean? Is that anything that we can deduce or investigate?
2 of the lights lit up, and we brought 2 of the followers of Istis. The other 2 are blank, so could there possibly be more followers of Istis we need?
The brothers have finished praying by now, and they stand up, and Redmond says, "No, Istis isn't particularly worshipped around here. We were the ones who commissioned this temple built in the first place. We're really the only ones that we've got."
Would you happen to know what this means? And Yugon gestures to the 2 orbs that are now lit and the ones that aren't.
They investigate for a second, and they look at the 2 of you, and they say, Lucas says, "One of you step away from the door."
Shamash steps away.
Further. More back. Move, move, move. And he like starts shooing you away.
Backing up, backing up, backing up.
Chuckle.
Once you get far enough away from the door, one of those orbs goes dead. And Redmond kind of rubs his chin and says, "So she wants more of you."
What was that?
She's all 4 of us.
So we actually do need to. Okay. We need all 4 of us here, Iviana and O'Neill. So
Fantastic.
So what are the chances, Shamash? Do you think that they'll be able to get back here before we die?
Negative. We have literally no chance of getting back here in time.
I mean, you guys are moving at a much slower pace than or rather, you guys are moving much more quickly than Onir and Evie are. They've been literally walking for half an hour. You've been doing this. The lot of you were maybe at 11:30 now.
And we can always dig our way back.
I was about to ask, Gwen, can you ping on the map where they would be underground in relation to the map?
At the moment, they are probably about here.
Oh, wow.
So we can just dig the rest of the fucking way if we don't reach there already. Because I believe that's the direction we're going in, right, Gwen?
Yep.
Yep, so we're headed there anyway.
Alright, that could help.
With my giant fucking badger.
God, that thing became useful.
Yeah, I knew
Right?
it would be. I'm like, alright, 2 badgers on the time we're going underground.
Too bad.
So I actually need to go take a short break to run to the bathroom real quick. You guys talk that out. I'll be back momentarily.
Alright.
So
Okay. So it's probably just reached. It has probably just reached 11:30. Shamash and Yugon. What is the plan?
Well, I think we just decided until they get over here, we're gonna putz over to the witch's place and buy 4 mini vision.
Okay.
Are you guys okay with waiting here? We'll be back in a few minutes.
He just kind of nudges him in the ribs. Give them your flask. Keep them here.
Damn. You know, we better not solve this before this loops over and I lose this.
have you ever seen a drunk skeleton before? Because it's amazing.
Have you ever seen a skeleton drink period.
Yes, I have.
Hands the flask to Lucas. This is a never-ending flask of liquor. It's to loan, not to keep.
He grins and says, "No worries, I'll give it back to you once I've thoroughly enjoyed myself."
Oh yes,
I like you, skeleton man.
enjoy away. All right, Shamash, let's go. I haven't. Did you say she has?
Say
Did you say she has cookies?
Yeah, she does, and tea.
She does. She has a lot of
Yes.
cookies.
And scones.
Okay.
So many delicious
So,
scones.
have you guys been talking to each other over your stones about this plan?
Yes.
Okay, good.
That's
So
synchronicity.
y'all go ahead and putz over to Paloma's house, and she pops open the door as you guys are coming in, and holds out one tray of cookies to either one of you.
He takes his, starts eating it immediately.
Huh.
I thought you would like those better than the last ones, Shamash.
No one has asked her how she still remembers everything, by the way. Point that out.
Hey, she knows what cookies I like. She can keep doing it.
She can keep doing whatever she's doing.
I have not met you yet. Oh, thank you for the cookie.
You're very welcome, Yugon.
Oh damn.
I'm certain you already know who I am. Now then, I suppose you have business.
Yes, we do. Shamash, get your face out of those cookies for a second.
No, fuck you.
Wait, what?
Give me your jewels.
My headphones keep falling out.
Whoa, phrasing.
What? What did I say?
What's happening?
Oh,
Stop eating
oh,
cookies, and I threatened to kill him.
And then I said, "Give me your jewels."
And then I said, hey, phrasing.
I mean, give me your rocks.
Phrasing.
Give me your diamonds.
Freezing.
What? How?
He kind of chucks him in the head.
Ow!
Paloma kind of smiles. Slapstick.
My favorite kind of comedy.
She says, "So, you are wanting what?"
Shamash holds up 4 claws.
Okay. She kind of sits down at her table and she says, "You are reaching very close to the end. I do not know that I have 4 prophecies for you, but I will see. I will see."
Actually, is good news though, Shamash, isn't it?
She pushes, and Shamash, you've seen this before, she pushes one diamond to the side. Those small crystals unstrings itself from the ceiling. And when her eyes go white, she says, "The goddess requires all 4 of you before she can take any action in this place. Greet her warmly and well."
Shrugs. Kind of gathered that much.
She says, and she says, "You came to me for prophecy. You be quiet and listen, or no more cookie."
Yes, ma'am.
That is good, boy.
You got her smirking. Nibble.
Shit, hold on. This shouldn't have been so funny, I'm sorry. Fuck, okay, alright, I'm done laughing at myself. Okay. She pushes another diamond to the side. And she says... What the fuck does she say? Hold on. I have to think on my toes, god damn it. There is a shorter route to face the enemy you will need to defeat. Find it, and this town will be saved.
You said there was a shorter route?
Yes. Um, and I think actually after that, she sits back and she shakes her head and says, "This is all I have left."
Really?
Keep the diamonds.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, she pushes the other 2 diamonds back to you and says, "Take your diamonds and go save the town."
Shamash kind of pushes the diamonds back, offers a little smile, holds up the plate for the cookies as a thanks.
She smiles and nods. "You cannot win my affection with diamonds, but yes, you may take the cookies."
I was planning on taking them anyway.
I'll make sure he doesn't eat them all in one go.
Fuck you, Hugon.
Give me
All
a
right.
cookie.
So, I'm guessing you relay this information to the others as you make your way back to the temple?
Yes,
We're so close, we literally cannot afford to buy any more tiny visions.
we
And-
relay it back in song.
And with this information, I'm assuming we kind of come to the realization. Everyone comes to the realization that the shorter cut she's talking about is the well, because that's through a mine shaft, and that's the direction we're heading.
That's what I'm thinking.
Like we're right here, and
That's what it sounds
we could have just skipped all this time that we just did and just gone through the shaft.
Yeah, but we wouldn't have known that then.
I know. I mean, that's with her information now.
Yeah.
That's
for sure.
what it is for
For
like
sure.
for sure.
Vision.
Bloop. This number 3 is the well. The little block is the statue.
Okay, sorry. So we're like directly under the.
Yeah,
the-
you are like right under the well.
Time to see time to see what the rest of the way looks like.
Okay, so shit. Where is my shit? Okay, so you reach the end. You finally walk to the end of this ass fucking minecart track.
fucking getting these bugs out of my fucking way.
Yep, pretty much.
I respect
And-
life, but goddamn.
This is the biggest fucking room you have seen yet in this cavern. It's a good 200 feet across, and there is a massive, massive hole. And the hole seems to be covered by. It's that same kind of silvery bubble shimmer that's surrounding the town.
So are we here?
That depends on what you define here. There is another one of those large, like super huge industrial metal doors across the other side of the room that's also being covered by that same kind of force field. And there's another one above you covering a hole in the ceiling. So you've got 3 force fields. You've got the 200-foot mine shaft in front of you, covered by a force field. You've got the one up on the ceiling, and you've got one blocking a door across the way.
And I'm assuming there's not going to be any digging around that.
Nope. You could assume that. I mean, you could try, but
I mean, if the worms couldn't do it, we can't do it. I mean, we could try. It's up to O'Near.
Let's give it a shot.
Okay.
okay.
I'm gonna tell the badgers to like dig through to the other side. And
Okay, of where? The door?
Yeah. Door?
Yeah, start with the door.
Yeah, let's start with the door.
Okay. Yeah, no, they start to dig, and their claws start scraping up against that same shimmery force field that's kind of semi-translucent. You can just barely see the door through it.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I figured. I think the only way we're going to be able to drop these force fields is if the goddess helps us.
That's what I'm thinking. Because anything else that we tried to do didn't really help with breaking this force field.
It's going to require divine intervention.
Just like in the prophecy.
So she just kind of steps to the side, not like where the shield is on the ceiling, just kind of like an open dirt space, just exactly above them. She's just gonna instruct the badgers to dig up, and she's gonna fucking get on the big badger.
You're going to need to find a way to get up there because this is a very tall room.
Oh, again, that's why I was asking, like, where are we?
As in,
Where are we encompassed with the map?
you can hear the town, so you can get you'd guess you're up under the town. But
So,
this room is very, very tall.
okay.
You're a good ways
Oh.
underground.
How okay, Iviana, how big is this badger? I'm asking, like, out of character.
It's a pretty big fucking badger. Why?
I know, but how heavy?
I don't know the exact weight. I can get the exact weight, I think.
I can't find it, but we're gonna guess it's probably at least as heavy as 2 people.
Let's see.
So it's probably a good 300 to 400 pounds.
It has everything except its weight. Literally, it's wisdom, everything except its weight.
Its wisdom is actually pretty decent.
Yeah, it's smarter than Ghost.
Poor Ghost.
What about Iviana? How much weight can your unicorn, excuse me, Pegasus, lift?
About 2 people.
How about we lift the Pegasus up on the Badger? The Badger takes his way up, and then we can fly up with the Pegasus.
Poor Kronos. She just shakes her head really fucking sadly and just summons Kronos from her hands.
Are we seriously about to watch a Pegasus have a badger ride it?
Or we could be on the Pegasus and I could wrap my rope around the badger. It just kind of points him up.
That would be a really tough one, but yeah, you can give it a shot.
Okay, what's more likely, Kronos carrying him, or us carrying him while we're on Kronos?
Well, Kronos carrying him, because if we're gonna attach a rope while we're on Kronos, how's the Badger gonna get to the ground, like to get to the ceiling above us?
Because I can move my rope by will. It could just lift it up.
Hey, Abby.
Yeah.
Speaking of the rope, check your inventory to see how much weight it can lift.
Sure thing.
Because I just realized that myself.
Oh yeah, that's right. You have a magic rope. Forgot. Never mind.
Yeah.
Can't that thing carry like 600 pounds?
It can carry a fucking lot.
Like 1,000, I think.
Yeah, hold on. Uh, 3,000 pounds.
Woo!
Okay, yeah. You could lift a fucking badger with your fucking rope.
We can all legit just get on this fucking rope and I could just put everybody up. Okay, so I'm just gonna pull out my big fucking rope and wrap it around the badger and it just command the rope to send it to the ceiling, I guess, and hold on to the end of the rope.
Shamash is gonna look at you, God, like, you ever get the feeling we're missing some weird
We're causing a badger to fly.
Shrug.
Okay.
You know, I think we're a pretty vanilla party, all things considered.
We're missing some
So,
weird shit.
so you guys start digging, and after a point, you get a message going, over the far speech, and you hear Roswell say, something is digging its way up in the center of town. Is that you guys?
That is me, Roswell.
Yeah, that's us.
Okay, I would appreciate a little warning next time, because people are kind of starting to panic. There was an earthquake, people have lost some stuff. I mean, it'll probably be okay, but just warn me next time, okay?
I will. Well, sorry,
Yes.
my apologies.
Oh,
Thanks,
don't
guys.
freak out. Don't freak out about the badger.
Okay,
By
good
the
to know.
way, yeah.
Thank you.
You wanted warning, and I gave it to you.
I appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
Your voice sounds very different all of a sudden, Eviana.
Oh no, because I've just been like very not Aviana voicing tonight. My bad.
No, it's all good. No, it's fine. It's fine. I feel like it would make sense that her demeanor is starting to change a little bit anyway,
That's
just
kinda
based
what I
on
was
the
going
character
for.
development.
Yeah,
Because of friendship.
yeah, because she's
Yay.
loving people. So anyway,
Anyway, yes. So shit, fuck, what's happening?
so
So
we're digging up in the middle of town with this fucking hovering.
You are.
Fucking
Are you
badger.
guys also on the rope right now, or are you still chilling at the bottom?
No, I held onto the rope,
Yeah, I'm holding on to the rope too.
and I'm
Okay.
just hugging this little badger.
Okay, so you are
And I'm
letting.
and I'm hanging on the ghost.
So you are ascending.
Yep.
Ascension.
So you guys look down as you were wont to do. Who? Okay, actually, that's a question. Who looks down?
Please don't make it me.
I guess I'll look down.
Please. Please don't do what I think you're gonna do.
I'll look down.
Please.
You look down into the mine shaft, and all you see is teeth.
I think we found Mama.
I'm gonna scream.
Yuan just looks at Shamash and is like, I heard a scream. What happened?
No, I'm not okay.
If you wanna go faster, make this thing go faster.
It's not moving.
Oh.
It's frozen. It's locked behind the force field
Oh, it's in the force
that's
field.
covering.
Oh.
It's
in the goddamn. It's in the force.
it's being covered by that translucent barrier that is also protecting the door and also protecting the well.
Oh,
But
sweet
you look-
God.
You look past that, and all you see is those teeth.
Sweet merciful Jesus.
So what I'm getting is, in order to get by the door, we have to fight Mama from the side.
Or I could talk to her, saying her babies miss her. I don't think it's gonna work, but why
You
is it
guys-
always me?
It wasn't you. It was Onir.
It was me.
I know, but I'm talking about. So I've got the octopus. Like all you had to do deal with Yugon was a spider. I've got fucking octopus on me. I've got giant burrowing worms eating me. I'm not having a good time.
It's okay, babe.
I'm so
Okay.
scared.
Now just think about the fact we gotta fight that thing now.
You guys make it up onto the surface. And you look up at the clock, and it is now about 11:50.
Are we gonna make it to the temple in time?
Are you headed to the temple?
Yeah.
Then fucking book it.
Book it.
Okay. We're fucking Kronos. Gonna thank the Badgers and just hop on Kronos with Onir and Ghost, I guess.
Okay, Shamash, Yugon, are you also headed back?
Yes.
Yeah, we're already at the temple, I want to say.
Excellent. All right, so you look up and you see the two of them flying in, and now it's cutting it really close. It's only a couple of minutes out.
Let's hope this works.
All right, everybody in here.
All right, the four of you approach the temple doors. All four orbs open up, light up, and the doors swing open. And as you step inside, you start hearing the bells behind you chime, but then you step through the doors and there's silence.
What?
And you look behind you and you see Lucas and Redmond halfway through turning towards you, and they're completely frozen still.
As in time-wise, frozen still?
That would appear to be the case.
Oh, thank Ollie, we're not going to die in a few
Jamal's
minutes.
just kind of moving his arms around, make sure he's not, like, affected by it.
Just fucking slaps him upside the head.
Ow.
Nope, you guys are completely unaffected.
Hug Zivy. Oh, thank you.
Hugs you gone.
Ooh.
I saw a giant worm and it was very terrifying. Please make me feel better.
We'll make
He's
sure.
so cute.
Glances at Shamash. What's cute about a giant worm?
Never mind, Yugon.
You hear a very gentle laugh.
Oh.
And you look up in the direction of the laugh, and sitting on the steps in front of the altar is a woman. She has porcelain white skin and long, long silver hair. And she's sitting on that altar knitting a beautiful rainbowed piece of cloth that just goes and goes and goes until it disappears into nothingness. And she says, "It's about time."
Tried our best, June, but finally here.
She looks around at you and she says, "Shamash, Yugon,
Wave.
Eviana, and she says, "Oh, Near, all of you, you finally made it. I guess I don't need to tell you, do I? This town is sick." And no, you go, please.
Now go ahead. In some semblance of the word, I assume.
I'm clearly not telling you anything. The whims of fate aren't being obeyed as much as they're being made a mockery of. And the force that's wielding the temporal chalice is forcing everyone in this town to live this same day and this same horrible hour over and over again. And you might find this upsetting, but you are dying. Time isn't rewinding for you. But the temporal chalice or whatever's carrying, allowing you to remember.
How much time has passed since we entered here?
She pauses for a second and considers. This is your third or fourth? It's been a bit difficult for me to see in here.
It's been our fourth.
4 hours then.
An hour per reset? That's... Oh, okay.
Hold up a... How long has the loop been going?
This poor town has been trapped in this bubble for 7 years. Reliving this same horrible event, this same tragedy over and over again, and I couldn't stop it. But now that you're here, now we have a chance. She sets her needles down and she says, "The 4 of you are just... You're so special. You know that, right? Like, our existence is made up of realities. People are doing the same things at the same time in the same worlds throughout all of the echoes of creation, except for you. The 4 of you are the only 4 of you that exist doing the things that the 4 of you do. And when I say that you're unique, I'm not just being literal. Not just in this town, in this world, this whole system, reality exists, all of it. The 4 of you are something new and something wonderful. Here, she holds out her hand for a moment, and a mist of silver opens up beside her, and out steps a beautiful, beautiful woman with porcelain pale skin and short blonde hair with one braid hanging from her ear. She has ice blue eyes and beautiful golden wings, and Onir, you know this face. You've seen it in your dreams before.
Wait, hold up. Is this what I think it is? Are you the Itiri, was it?
She smiles, and Istis smiles, and Atiri says, So you've been checking your mail.
Yeah, I have. This is so great. This is the first time I've gotten to meet you. Wow. Oh, his mind is just blown right now.
Istis says, "We can't stay here for long, even I so much." And she gestures over your shoulders, and as you turn, you see that the town now has been engulfed in flame, and they're creeping slowly, but they are beginning to creep away from refuge and towards the temple. You. And Etiri says, "I don't know. Even we don't know why. But Onir, you're my cousin. You're our cousin. All of us who live and serve and were brought to life by Lady Istis. You were mortal, but you were one of us, and I knew I had to guide you. You and Alta, and we had to make that there was something here waiting special, waiting for all of you." Istis rises to her feet, and she says, "Almost for your entire life, 4 of you have been preventing things that go against the designs of fate, stopping powers that would reshape reality used by people who shouldn't be using them. And that's sort of my thing. And granted, there have been mistakes, but you tried to stop it. And I'd like to ask to make this formal, as it were. I would like to officially offer positions as my emissary of the world. And if you choose this, then I will grant you my blessing."
It's like, yes, I accept.
And Istis turns to look at the rest of you.
Well-
Yes, please.
What,
Very well.
what was she requesting to become emissaries of hers?
Yes, to become her agents.
This won't disrupt anything with me and my own deity, will it? Would it?
She smiles and shakes her head and says, "I appreciate your concern, but no, your relationship with Alidamara is this one. In this, you're simply being granted the permission to use my power and not be called to task for it. There are powers that are not best pleased with you right now. And if you were to go abusing the power of gods without the permission of gods, it could spell trouble."
That's understandable. Alright. I accept.
She holds out. How does she do this? Okay. So she picks up her knitting again, and Etiri spins out of nowhere a bright red thread. And she knits this thread into the scarf, and as she does, 4 symbols appear floating in front of you. And it's the same symbol that you've seen several times by now. The spindle of a spinning wheel with threads waving out of it. And Etiri says, "Go on, take them."
Gonna go ahead and grasp mine.
I'll take mine.
Taking mine.
Gently takes mine.
All right. So I'm going to be real with you guys. I didn't actually get this far in the planning, so I have to figure out for a second what the fuck she actually gives you.
No, you're good.
No worries.
I'm like intoxicated by the music right now.
I love this. Is probably my favorite pirate.
You're cutting up a lot, Gwen.
Fuck.
I kind of want this music.
We still
just
managed to hear your
Better?
speech, though.
You were getting test out, but I assume so.
Okay. This is one of my favorite pieces of
Your favorite pieces of what?
music.
Oh,
It's very pretty.
it's very nice.
It is.
Very nice.
Okay, hold on. Okay, so she turns to Yugon and says, since you have a bit of a, she chuckles a little, a bit of an unlucky streak sometimes, I'm going to grant you something sort of unique amongst my followers, a bit of fateful leeway. And the icon that you're grasping turns into an hourglass on a pendant. And in the bottom of the hourglass, the sand live, it's golden and it's swirling, and it sort of sends sparks of gold across your face. And she says, when you turn this hourglass, second,
What?
the past.
Wait.
Yeah,
Gwen,
you're cutting out again.
Hold on.
But
This
ooh,
music is so nice.
it
Jesus.
is. I would listen to this like falling asleep. It's like.
This was supposed to work better. Okay,
It's strange.
apparently that's a good game series.
It is.
It is.
Okay.
It's okay.
Okay, so how much did you guys hear?
I only heard like the hourglass sparked in my face.
Yes, it's glowing this beautiful gold and sending sparks of gold everywhere. And Istis says, when you turn this hourglass, this will send your consciousness 9 seconds into the past. It's not quite enough time to rewrite the fate of all mankind, but maybe enough time to fix a mistake or save a loved one.
His eyes are just like kind of wide because that is something. Thank you. This I don't even know what to say, and I know I talk a lot.
She laughs and says, you don't need to say anything, Yugon, except possibly, you're welcome.
Thank you.
I
Estes.
get it now.
Okay. Shit, alright, hold on.
All with special treats.
I need to write this down ASAP.
Shit, man.
I don't mind at all just chilling out to the music.
Oh, this is nice. In fact, I'm gonna get under the blankets.
You do that.
Cold.
Doesn't this just sound like beautiful, like, first snowfall music?
It does, though. Could you just turn down just a skosh because it's hard to hear you through it?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's it. That's all.
That is literally the only.
Yeah.
I like that skosh came from a Japanese word.
Did it really? I've used it so much in my life.
Skoshi,
Smidge more.
which means a little bit.
I was gonna say it means a little bit. I know that.
Skoshi. You know what other word came from Japanese? Rickshaw.
Rickshaw.
I knew
Really?
that.
Rikisha is what they call those person-carried carts.
Also, as while we're talking about words, have any of you heard of cattywampus before?
Yep.
Yeah.
You're the weird one.
You're the weird one.
They say wapajon, and I never heard of that
Have
before in
any
my
of you
life.
heard of Wapajon?
Nope.
I have never heard of that.
Yeah,
Wow,
you're fucking
okay.
weird.
Wow,
Okay.
okay, I'm the weird one.
Because him and his entire family have never heard of cattywampus, but they say wapajon. It's the same thing as cattywampus.
That's hilarious.
I'm not gonna sit here and be insulted.
You
I'm gonna
should
sit
be.
over there and be insulted.
Oh, okay.
Because my legs are getting tired.
That's okay. Just chill to the calming music. Kill to the calming music.
This feels like something that I would listen to in Snowden.
Right?
No, incorrect.
No, your opinion is wrong. Oh.
Okay. 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 Shamash.
No.
Istis, when you take your icon, it shapes itself into a small brown canvas bag. And it's about the size of Evie's bag of tricks, but it's cinched together with a sparkling golden thread. And that thread is bound together with a very complicated knot, which is threaded through this glowing gold lock. And she says, "This, Shamash, is a bag of necessity, and it's kind of curious because I don't actually know what's inside it, and neither will you until the time that the item or items inside are exactly the item or items that you most need. So you may want to go ahead and keep that on your person at all times."
Absolutely.
And as you take it, you actually feel there is a weight inside of it, but it's impossible to tell what it actually is.
I just go about inspecting. Move on.
You what?
I was gonna look at it.
Okay, it looks like a fairly plain canvas bag. The only interesting thing about it is the fact that it has a magic lock on it.
Thank you.
She nods her head. Let me see.
Now, does this happen to have a stat in the books, or
She what?
Is this an item that I can find in a book somewhere?
Nope.
Nice.
It sure ain't. She looks at Aviana and she says, let me think. She knits something into her scarf, and Evie, make a dex check. Make a dex save for me.
Goodness. Okay.
Oh shit.
You gonna kill me?
You arc out of the way as the I don't think you were in here the first time to see this temple crumpled and all over the floor. But you see you dodge out of the way as the face of the clock drops again and shatters right at your feet.
Oh. That happened.
Istis says, "Pick up the minute hand."
And she kneels down and does so.
It's pretty hefty. It's delicately woven silver and gold metal.
Mm-hmm.
But when you hold it in your hand, it's about the size of a javelin. And Istis says, "Throw it at my altar."
Ooh.
Fucking throws it.
Go ahead and have you ever made a ranged attack before?
Nope, I have been melee this entire time.
Okay, roll plus dex.
Just a d20 plus dex?
Yes.
Okay.
Ooh, I'm excited.
Oh.
Istis, Etiri actually, dives out of the way. And comes back up ruffling her feathers.
I was never talented.
And Istis laughs and says, "That's all right. This is the important part. Call it back to your hand."
And she does.
and the spear reverses its path in time. It doesn't just leap back to your hand, it literally rewinds itself back into your hand.
Did it still do the damage?
Yes,
or is it undoing?
there's still a gouge carved out in that wall.
Fuck yeah, that's fucking cool.
She
Nice.
has like a
Goddamn.
boomerang.
I got the coolest thing.
She has like a boomerang javelin sort of thing.
I have a
And
time
then-
javelin.
Oh, what the hell!
And then she turns to Onir and she says, and for you, Onir, pick up the hour hand.
Oh, okay. And I do so.
All right. And this time, when you pick it up, it covers itself over in a scintillating light. And it becomes actually a little smaller and a little longer, and shapes itself into an arrow. And she says, keep this arrow safe. When you need it, it will not miss. But you will only be able to use its power once, so choose the moment wisely.
I will. Thank you. Fuck yeah, never missing arrows.
You have
Arrow.
one
I was gonna
never
say,
missing
I
arrow.
said, let me correct myself, arrow.
Better fucking use that shit for revenge.
Don't forget that you have it. I swear to God.
Hey, look, a weasel. Point.
Oh my god, is that a badger?
So she Istis gestures to the minute hand and says, "You'll be able to use that to break the barrier, the smaller barriers. But I suppose you won't have them when this loop resets. Hold on." And she goes back to her knitting for a second, and she says, "I don't usually do this, but I think I'm going to retcon things a bit so that you'll have always had these from the beginning."
Nice.
Okay, sweet, thank you.
My lady, did you just break the fourth wall?
She looks around and says, "Well, all 4 of these walls are going to be broken momentarily, so I don't really think it matters." And as you look behind you, the fire has now almost reached the door, and you can see the walls of the temple, and the doors are beginning to bow inward, and you cannot see the brothers anymore.
I haven't been wanting to interrupt anything, but would it be possible to ask her what we're supposed to do about the time loop?
Yeah, you can ask her whatever you want.
Is there anything that you know that could help us stop this time loop?
She smiles and says, "You already have everything you need. You've seen the barriers keeping you from what you need to find. Now you have a way to get through them.
That's okay.
Find the girl, save her, and you're going to be all right." Do you have any other questions? We're almost out of time.
No, we know how to get through the barriers, and yeah,
What
that's
makes
really
you
it.
Etiri floats over to you, Onir, and she just wraps you up in this massive hug and actually physically lifts you off of your feet, which is surprising because she comes up to your chin.
Very
She's so
small.
I'm gonna go ahead and hug her back too.
And she says, "Keep checking your mail, cousin."
I will. Thanks again for looking out for me.
She pats your cheek and says, "That's kind of my job." And Istis says, "All right, I have time for one last blessing for all of you. Your fate is guiding you not today, not tomorrow, but to a moment that will change you in a new and awful way. And I can't make the decision for you that lies at the end of that quest, but I can grant you the time that you need to make that decision. She waves her hand, and another mist of silver appears, and she steps through. And for a moment, she's just gone. And then she steps back through, and she's wiping her eyes. And she says, "You're going to be amazing." And the building comes down around you.
Holds Ghost close between me and Iviana.
Yeah, protection of energy on Ghost.
and cradling the poor guy. You ready,
You
Ivy?
come to in the white space, and June is lying on the ground. And her chest is rattling. And she's barely breathing. And then you wake up,
Oh boy.
and you're standing in front of Refuge. Or lying. And Roswell is standing over you.
Well,
We know what to do now.
mm-hmm.
Not waste any time.
O'Near.
I'm gonna go ahead and look at Roswell. Junebug.
Alright, so you're doing that whole thing?
Yeah.
So we know where we need to go then?
I'm assuming all of us know that all four of us are going to go to the shaft.
Yep.
Freezing.
Sounds good. Are you bringing Roswell with you, or are you leaving them here?
You know what? Roswell, come with.
Okay, you got it.
You're part of this too now.
Gonna
Okay.
march up to that fucking well.
We got a fucking mission now.
Okay, so it's just barely like 11:05 by the time you get to the center of town and get to the old mine shaft.
Mm-hmm.
And so, how are you guys getting down that well?
Fine carpet?
We've got flying carpet. We've got my rope too. But
Okay.
you guys decide what you want to do. I'm going to do this really quick.
Really quick. Would we know immediately off the top of our heads how far the drop is?
It looks like it's a good 40 to 50 feet.
40 to 50 feet. Let me check something really quick.
Oh yeah, I should mark.
I can make that. I'm just gonna jump down because of slow fall.
Okay. You jump down and you land with your feet on top of a bubble.
Oh, right.
By the way, everybody, make sure you remark your inspiration and luck. Or I'm the only
Yeah,
one with
remark
luck
your
points.
inspiration.
Thank you.
That's who we have to work with us, by the way.
It's not as good as a badger, but
It'll do the job.
Your
That's our good
badger was an MVP.
Fuck yeah, it was.
Can I try using my animal call to try to call my badger?
I think badger's dead.
You
Necessarily.
you use the animal call, and Roswell, the bird part of Roswell, looks up and said, "Don't please don't do that."
Okay. I'm just gonna jump down because there's just gonna be a bubble there.
And
It is a 40-foot drop, so if you just jump, you're gonna take some damage.
Okay. I command my rope to gently wrap around my waist and slowly lower me down.
Sounds good. I know
Fucking-
I'm being picky, but I'm being picky.
No, like arms crossed, looking like a fucking genie, just slowly descending.
Excellent. So yeah, you fasten the rope to the top of what was made to look like a well,
Mm-hmm.
and you let it lower you down.
Onir
Hey.
grabs you by the scruff. Flying carpet! And dives down.
Everyone fucking shoves me on the way down, assholes.
Sorry!
Y'all crushed me on the bottom. Ow.
Dog pile,
Thank-
dragon pile.
Thanks,
Dragon Pile.
thanks for breaking our
No,
fall,
dog pile.
Shamash.
Ghost is there too, I think.
Mhm.
Yes. Ghost is king of the pile. He's sitting right on top.
And once I get down there, I'm just gonna like shove my javelin into it.
Okay. Yeah, you shove the point of the minute hand into the bubble, and everyone who's not currently secured to something just fucking drops like another 50 feet.
Still good. Still have slow fall.
Oh shit!
Can I grab Ghost?
Yeah.
Grab Zonir.
Flying
I mean,
carpet.
we're still on the carpet, so
I just plummet, so I'm the first one to hit the ground.
Nice. And I'm
Love all
guessing,
rocks.
I'm going to guess that Roswell, you're probably going to bring Roswell down on the rope as well, because it's probably the only thing that can carry them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, once it's done with me, I'm gonna hoist it back up for Roswell.
Okay. And yes, all of you who are coming down down the shaft, you come out into that same room with the sign labeled Shaft A, and looking down the shaft, all you see is teeth.
Oh! By Bamu! What the fuck is that?
What the?
oh yeah, that's Mama. That is Mama.
Oh, that's a big thing.
Yeah.
Wow, that's unsettling.
Can I fucking talk to it?
You can try.
Okay.
Is it still in the force field?
It is still in the force field.
You're gonna have to pop it out.
Mm-mm.
Not now.
Mm-mm. I can talk to it without lowering the field, correct?
Not that you know you can do. You can try.
Yeah, so I'm gonna use talk to animals.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna ask to it, Mama?
And you hear a fizzle and a pop in the back of your mind.
The fuck is that?
It's
Oh, is it the force field?
It's a pretty good assumption. It's
don't
also
want-
been blocking, if you've been trying to get in contact with anyone outside of the field, like Avi or anyone back at the bureau, it's the same fizzle and pop.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's what happened with
How-
Kravy.
How big is this thing, by the way?
Well, the mine shaft itself is 200 feet across, and all you see looking down at his teeth.
So Mama's pretty big.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Which I just want to tell everyone to take this opportunity to say I was right and everyone else was wrong.
I mean, I didn't doubt it.
I know, it's a joke.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, like, what?
I'm not actually telling anybody.
Okay.
No, it's a joke. That I fucking knew this thing was down here and I've been scared the whole time.
So, you have a force field keeping back a giant purple worm, and you have a force field blocking a door.
Let's go through the door, please.
Yeah,
Door
door sounds like
sounds great.
Let's do the door, please.
Unless they're all connected.
I mean, you did pierce the mine shaft bubble and did not break the others, so it's pretty safe to assume that they're not.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna poke the sharp end, the pointy end, stab it with the pointy end, on the one that's covering the door.
Okay. Yeah, you pierce it, and it resists a little bit. It's like trying to cut through Jello.
I getcha.
Oh, that's
so
And then it
obnoxious.
pops.
slashing motions, maybe.
Well, yeah, no, it resists for a moment, and then it pops and disintegrates.
Okay, all right.
Okay. So you pass through, and you pass into kind of like you've been in you all remember it wasn't terribly long ago, the kind of airlock style rooms that were on
Yeah.
Lucas's lab.
Yeah.
You pass through into one of those,
Oh.
and it closes behind you and seals, and the door in front of you opens, and you see a similar sight. It's another huge room with that 200-foot hole in the center, except this time there's a metal grate locked shut over the mine shaft. This one has a sign labeled Shaft B, and there's the same kind of path around the edge with a circular cart track. And what's different about this room is that you see two figures. One of them is completely surrounded by another one of those little bubbles that's shimmering and rippling, and behind it is an incredibly old woman in a faded yellow sundress.
Gonna get our way over there.
And the other figure in the room is sitting on the floor, and he's got his back up against a couple of barrels, and he's wearing this black Stetson hat, and he's got this pickaxe that he's just kind of twirling lazily on the ground beside him. And he does not react when you enter the room. He just says, Eviana, Shamash, Onir, Yugon, may as well come on in.
Hello, Sheriff.
Yeah, you want to smoke? I only got 2, but if you wait an hour or so, I'll be back to having full.
Yeah, no thank you. I don't smoke.
Nope.
Bad for your health.
And Isaac looks up and he sees Roswell and says, oh, big buddy, I didn't expect you to be down here too, but all right. What can I do for you fellas? I think I know already, but let's hear it.
We're here for. I'm gonna go ahead. Wait, do I see that the chalice is in the bubble with the girl?
Yes, she's holding it.
Okay, we're here for the chalice.
Yep. Well, I've been there. Trust me. I know all about needing that chalice. And I'm gonna have to say no.
You don't understand. We're professionals and do this all the time.
Oh, I know exactly the kind of people you are. I seen it. You're the kinds of people who abuse every single drop of power ever given to you.
Excuse me?
I think that's a bit harsh, but okay.
What happens? What do you do the second the consequences don't matter anymore?
Are you asking about our integrity? About our fuck, what's the word?
Morality.
That's it, yeah.
I sure am.
Well, I don't kill someone for a cup, though.
And how do I know you ain't gonna do just that the second I turn my back here? What makes you think that you're gonna get out of this any better than I did? I killed my best friend for that cup, and I doomed a little girl who didn't know any better to this because of that fucking cup. What makes you think you're gonna get off any better?
Because this is what we do. This is what we literally do. We have done this with this artifact and 4 others just like it.
There are others? Like this fucking thing?
Oh, yeah. Many others, and they've done their grievances and damages to the world to the likes that I'm sure you've already experienced, but everywhere it's happened. Towns razed to the ground. And we are the step between destruction and salvation in a lot of these cases.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check with advantage because everybody else has been also saying really good shit.
Who's rolling?
You. With advantage.
With advantage. Sorry if it gets a 1, I'm quitting this game.
I mean, if I had gotten a 1, I would have just used my hourglass.
Oh yeah, that's a thing now.
I would recommend saving the hourglass, but okay.
What? Oh, it's not an infinite use?
No, it is a one-time use.
Oh, never mind. Would have been really OP if it was more than one use. Now I realize.
Okay. So Isaac stands up real slowly and kind of looks you over and says, the rest of these things that are out there, I don't think you know how dangerous this thing must be. It'll talk to you. It'll tell you things that sound so good, but
It'll
if
tempt
you
you.
listen... What were you saying?
Oh, it was just simply that. It'll tempt you.
It'll tempt you, and I'm afraid it's going to win. And if you're strong enough that you've gotten rid of things like this before, and it manages to get you, what's going to happen to the rest of us? What's going to happen to the rest of this world?
Well, if it comes to that, the whole world would be destroyed and or in chaos. Be barren. Millions dead. Without, like, everything destroyed.
Nudge.
But that's why we're doing...
we don't plan.
I know. I know, but that's why we're doing what we're doing. To prevent that. To make sure that nobody else gets hurt because of these things. Including you.
Good save.
He looks back at the bubble and he says, I've tried everything. I've tried taking it away from her. I've tried chasing the worm away. I've done everything, friends, and I haven't been able to stop this at all. You think you got a shot?
Absolutely.
Then save her. And he steps back and he folds his arms and he waits.
All right, step one completed.
All right.
That could have gone really bad, friends.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So, all right. So I'm gonna turn to Yugon, and I'm gonna say, "Mind giving me a little luck?" That's for the thing for what was it? That gives you a
Plus
reroll
4.
or something.
Oh wait.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, that thing too. I guess.
What are you looking to do?
I can't. I don't know what's the spell. You know it, Joel.
I have.
Is it Blessings of the Trickster or is it Guidance?
Both.
Yeah.
Or,
What are you
or
trying,
if you
what
can
are-
only do one at a time, I'm not sure. I don't know how it works.
what are you trying to do?
I'm trying to get a Yugon to put Blessing of the Trickster and or
To what end?
to pop the bubble, take the chalice, and
You don't
I
have
want
the
to-
weapon for that.
Wait, what?
You don't have the item that pops bubbles.
Oh, wait, I thought that was a different bit. Oh shit. Well,
It's all the barriers. I just realized that too. What the? I was getting really confused because it's like, wait, why are you?
You have
I did my
you
part.
have the plus infinity arrow. Evie pops the bubbles.
I didn't know where you were going with that, O'Near.
yeah, I thought. Oh, okay, never mind. I thought a thing in my head that I just assumed. Never mind then.
It's all good. So,
All right, so Iviana, if you would.
dead silence.
Caitlin, are you alive?
I think they died.
Did they die?
Yeah, neither of them are responding.
Michael, Caitlin.
I just realized that you and I were the only ones talking for the past 5 minutes. No, she just said, nope, we are talking. We don't hear anything.
Yeah, we can't hear you guys right now.
We haven't heard anything for like the past 5-10 minutes.
Hello?
Hey, there you are.
Hey.
Yeah. Oh no. Okay. So yeah, I was just complaining about what the hell is Naj doing. I'm the only one who can do this. Can you please stop?
Yeah, we couldn't hear you.
Can you please put the dagger down?
We couldn't hear you for the past.
And here
like,
I was thinking everybody was fucking interrupting me when I'm just trying to pop the fucking bubble.
No, we couldn't hear anything. I'm so sorry.
Not hear anything.
It's okay. I mean, everyone's had super awesome dialogue, so.
Did you have any important dialogue that I needed to hear?
I mean, no, we just kind of added to everything, but whatever. I just pop it, I guess.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
We're sorry too.
It's fine. Put the dagger down, O'Near. Don't run past Roswell. It's fine. I'll just pop the bubble.
No. What I had in mind, I was gonna use like my arrow. I'm just gonna kind of just poke it and to see if that did anything.
Oh,
that's
you're-
what I thought I could do too.
Your fucking one-time arrow?
Yeah, I wasn't actually gonna use it. I was just gonna poke a thing with it.
That's
but-
a use.
Yeah, that's a use.
Is that
That
considered a
counts.
use?
Yep.
Okay, then
Oh,
never
wow.
mind.
You're welcome.
Oh
By
my!
the way.
Nice.
Me and Caitlin just folded arms, stares at you, just like, really?
No, stop. What? Why?
What are you doing? Please.
Please, no.
You're smarter than this.
So she just pokes the bubble.
Okay. The bubble bursts and there is light.
A lot of light.
A lot of light, blinding. It overwhelms everything. And it hits almost with a force that is physical. And these bright kind of rainbow streaks go through it. They come pouring out of the cup itself, like an actual tall ocean wave that sweeps you up in it. And then suddenly the four of you, just the four of you, no Roswell, no Isaac, you're in that white space. But it's not quite the same space as before. It's not this just emptiness. You're standing inside the Davy lamp.
Oh, really?
But everything here is all grayed out.
You
And
really
who-
important.
Who here has actually been inside the Davy lamp?
Me?
I have not.
I think only Yukon has been inside the Davy lamp.
Yeah, when I
No. Oh wait, have I?
no,
I
you
haven't.
no,
been
you
back,
haven't.
no.
I was. We only went there once, and that was when I was convincing Logan and the other guy.
Okay. So you're hanging out in this space that only one of you has seen before, and everything looks sort of gray. And you see patrons kind of moving around, going up their regular business, but it's all in incredibly slow motion that leaves these gray after echoes behind it. And seated at one of the tables in full bright color, you see June. And she's still holding the chalice, and she gestures you over to sit at her table.
Go, scoot on over.
Off we go.
Yep, let's go.
Off to Wonderland.
She says, I just knew the three of you could do it. From the moment I saw you, I knew you wanted to find me badly enough to actually do it. I'm guessing y'all must be pretty confused right now, huh?
Just a little.
We've been through a lot.
I'm sorry we took so long.
It's all right. I waited long enough, I guess. Now I want to get this out of the way right now. I'm the temporal chalice right now. I guess that's what you call me. In a way, I have June, which sounds a lot more sinister than it actually is. I'm speaking through her now. I needed a place to hide out for a while until the right folks came along. And the fact that the four of you aren't just kind of losing your shit right now tells me you've run into other relics like me already.
We're bittered at this point.
She chuckles and says, yeah, I would kind of guess that the fact that you're here right now means that you didn't use them.
You'd be right.
Tempted.
Shut up, Smosh.
She says, I want to tell you all this so that you know I'm being honest, being upfront. I don't remember being made, but I remember two things. I was made to want to be used and to make other people want to use me. But I also remember that before all of this, and before I was just a cup, and before I was ripped apart into 8 pieces and jammed into cups and gloves and staffs and whatever, I was something incredible. I could breathe life into entire reality, shape existence based on the will of whoever had me. And she kind of gets lost in thought for a minute. And then she says, in this form I'm in right now, as a cup with an eighth of the power that I once had, I don't have that kind of freedom anymore. I have some power over time, yeah, but not enough to actually change anything. And I'm hoping that's where you can come in. I believe that with a user who's determined enough to use me to change the world, I could have the power to change the past and reshape the world. And I promise I'm not going to do anything to you that you don't want me to do. I swear it. I'm not going to cast some thrall over you or whatever. But I truly believe that together we can fix everything and we can make this world better. So I'm not going to hypnotize you. I'm asking for the opportunity to make a pitch for you. I want you to hear me out. And then I'll release the girl and I'll go with you in peace. What do you say?
Demon cup.
Where?
I have no idea where this.
We're not making any promises. We can listen, but
Can I do a quick like insight check just to see if there's any deception there?
Go for it.
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
Everybody.
me too.
Do your thing.
Everybody. Jinx!
We're trash. Help us.
Never. You dug your own grave and now you have to lay in it.
Damn it.
Don't worry.
Sight.
I mean, Caden's just living it up, so. And don't forget,
Why
guys,
am I awful
we
at
have
everything?
inspiration.
Oh yeah, we did.
all right. Yeah.
Yeah, I might do that.
Everyone gets 2 rolls.
Fine. I'm gonna do that.
Fuck! Can someone roll?
Okay.
Oh
Alright,
God,
alright.
that's a 1.
Good
I'll roll mine again.
shit. Hey, Yukon rolls another 1.
Oh, look at but O'Near.
Oh, near, save us, please.
Oh,
This
near
is-
and
this is
far.
Evil.
Oh near, oh far, oh wherever you are.
Oh God.
Fuck. She is being completely honest.
This little cup.
All right, so I'm gonna
She
say
is not lying.
So I'm gonna say it to everybody. All right, the Chalice is telling the truth.
What if?
Now, we won't make any promises, but we will
Of
hear
course
you
not.
out.
No, I don't want any of you to make any decisions until you've seen what I have to offer. So, here's an important question that I am asking you guys as players.
Alrighty.
Do you want to hear what the Chalice offers each other? Or do you want to do this completely in private and just mute and deafen everyone else?
I think mutant death would be nice.
Probably.
It would add to the experience.
Wait, what are we doing?
And
Gwen
the
is
Chalice,
Gwen's going to talk to us individually as the Chalice.
and the question is, do you want to just mute yourselves and listen and not be able to interact, but just hear? Or do you want this to be completely private from each other?
I kind of want it completely private, just for the feeling. But
Yeah, well, either way, it's going to be a one-on-one. I think what Gwen is saying is it's either just a
Yeah.
one-on-one and no one else can hear, or everyone else can hear but can't say anything.
Yes, character-wise, it's still going to be one-on-one.
So
It's
the
up
three of
to
us
you.
can still talk out of character what the cup is saying, or
Once-
just it's 100% one-on-one.
Yes, I'm guessing that once the 4 of you characters come back together, you can talk about whatever the hell you want.
Mm-hmm.
But when the Chalice talks to each one of you, do you all want to be able to hear what the Chalice offers the other characters, even though your characters are not present?
I think that might be the smartest.
Probably.
I like that one. I like that
It's
idea.
still going to be aesthetically a one-on-one, but then everyone else gets to have their own opinions.
Yeah, we'll hear what makes the others tick and whatnot. but
Mm-hmm.
still have
and
to
silently and silently
judge them. Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Oh
You
God.
want mad bitches. Ugh.
Okay.
What about me and Michael?
I mean, you guys are going to be sitting right next to each other anyway, so
Oh
keep your
yeah.
mouth shut.
Oh, so you just don't talk.
Yeah.
When it's okay, and vice versa. Okay. All right. Awesome.
Oh god.
Okay.
I'm scared.
So, let me think about how this is going to work. Okay. Okay.
Faust.
um. Okay. Everyone but Onir, mute yourselves.
Ah, dicks.
I'm already muted.
Okay, I'll mute us.
Onir,
Okay. Yes.
it's it's a very sudden, it's a very abrupt. You're not standing in the Davy lamp. You're standing in the white space again. And the Chalice raises her hand. And you see all around you in a circle these events, the events of this loop and the loops before it, starting to play in reverse. And the Chalice is watching intently as and you go back. You go back through the last few chapters of your time with the Bureau, and you go through your life before, wandering, following these dreams you've been getting, back through living with your parents out in the wilds. And then you get to this long period of static. There's nothing. And the Chalice kind of frowns. And this static goes on for a really long time.
So I'm gonna ask the child. So what were you trying to show me? Just static?
I don't know what this is. Hold on. And you see her frown starting to deepen. And then eventually you come out the other side of the static, and the memories here are a little more faded, looking at old photographs. But this is you when you were younger. And so here's my question for you, for Onir. Has your family always been nomadic, or do you remember a time Alta was not with that group?
We've always been nomadic. Sometimes Dad would leave, but come back when he was at Druid stuff. Sometimes Mom would go out, come back when I assume was she was sailing, but we've always been on the move.
Okay. So here's my other question. In these early memories, your father still has both of his arms. How did he lose the one?
Orc raiders. It was an ambush. We lost a lot of people, and he lost his arm defending my mom when she was protecting me.
Okay. Okay. That's good. So, the Chalice rolls all the way back to your earliest memories. And then it rolls forward again. And it stops there. And you're still so young. You can see yourself hiding under Alta's arms as Alta is hiding under Bera's arms. And she pauses there with this huge orc figure with a massive, massive meat cleaver raised up over your father. And she says, "You were so little back then. You had no idea what was going to happen. But if you go back, I can make sure you remember enough. You can save all of them. You can make sure your father never loses that arm. You can keep your village, your people strong and healthy and alive. We can change that. Go ahead and mute yourself, Onir.
Okay.
Shamash.
Okay.
You as well appear in that empty white space. And looking at June, she's actually starting to look a little younger. Like for Onir, she still appeared pretty old, but now she's regressing. Her hair is starting to go dark again. And she too holds up her hand. And she starts paging backwards through all of the loops you've been through here in Refuge. Through the race where you met Anja again. Back through your time out in the woods alone. And the time you spent with your master. And then, again, you didn't see this yet, but this is a familiar to you. You reach this long period of static. And the Chalice frowns and says, "What is this?"
I wish I could tell you.
She shakes her head and says, I've never seen anything like this before. This is, well, I guess it doesn't matter now, but... Ugh. And you see the static buzz by faster and faster and faster. And then you again see yourself as a very, very young dragon. Through all of the training, quote unquote, and all of the fighting and all of the yelling. And eventually she comes to a scene that you probably still remember very well. Because you were carrying a rather fully stuffed pack, and your father was standing in front of the front door with his staff out, barring the way. And the Chalice says, "You both said a lot of things you didn't mean that day, didn't you?"
Anger makes a lot of sense.
But you can fix it, Shamash. If you go back there now, knowing what you know today, knowing that he really did just want what he thought was best for you, and he was wrong, but he never had a chance to know it back then. If you take me, you can teach him better, and you can make Caladay the city it is now, that wonderful, beautiful, and safe city, even faster. It can become even better with you and him finally working together on it. It would be amazing.
Grips a fist really tightly, just kind of nods, it's like understanding.
Go ahead and mute yourself. Yugon.
Mm-hmm.
Same deal. You find yourself staring into the Chalice. She's looking much, much younger now. June's body is beginning to regress through its teenage years. And you go back. You go back through all of your posturing and your posing on the Rockport Limited. And you go back through all of the wild and crazy time you spent in Neverwinter, just living it up. You go back past the first time you met your god, and through the much, much darker life you lived before that. And then you hit static. And the Chalice says, "This isn't making any sense. What happened to you for?"
Wouldn't we love to know?
She hisses out through her teeth. And she fast forwards and the static zips by. And then you come out on the other side. And you see your hometown. And there are lots and lots and lots of fires. And there are lots and lots and lots of angry people. And you keep going back. And she takes you all the way back to possibly what is Yugon's fondest childhood memory? When did he feel safe?
Being brought in by his adoptive family in his hometown, I would say, when he was very young. He doesn't even remember his biological tiefling parents.
Okay. What were your adoptive parents like?
The mother was actually it'd be better to start with the father was a lot more kind of outgoing, extroverted, was somebody who was looked at and lauded very positively by his peers. He was somebody who worked on architecture, who built up a lot of the walls and the roofs that you see around in his hometown. And his mother's more of the stern kind of serious type, kind of the opposite of Yugon, and would constantly just kind of bop them out on the back of the head, be like, just stop getting yourselves in trouble.
So she would gib slap him every time.
Yugon's just like,
Okay. All right. So the other question is, what actually started the chain of events that got Yugon evicted?
It was a prank that had gone wrong. It was something that he felt was just out of just being jovial, just being kind of goofy, like setting. He wanted to just kind of like spook somebody by setting something small on fire outside where they can see through the window, just to kind of be like, oh God. But it ended up spilling over like against the wall of the house, and it caught a fire and it just expanded.
Okay. All right. So the Chalice rolls all the way back through that time of safety, actual happiness, and stops right where you're crouched behind someone's house, and you can see your own young self crouched there grinning like a fucking idiot with your hand outstretched. And she says, "You have time to go back. You know that, right? I can stop this right here and right now, and none of those people get hurt, and none of those people get mad. And you can go home. No God telling you what you can and can't do. No old lady telling you what you can and can't do. You can go back to being safe and being at home."
His breathing's just labored at this point.
Go ahead and mute yourself. Aviana.
Hey,
So,
any particular reason why I was last?
because I felt like it.
Okay.
No, because I started with Onir, and then I decided that I wanted a person between Michael and you.
Right. I thought it was more of something else. Never mind.
Nope. So you find yourself in the white space, and June looks almost the age she does in her statue, the statue in the middle of the town. And she watches as your life plays backwards for her. She watches you in the mines in Phandalin, and she watches you befriending Ghost for the first time. She watches as you wander the world lost and sad and alone. And she winds back through the war and all of the fighting and all of the bloodshed. And the moment that you shattered your sword protecting a child who did not deserve the fate that someone else decided for him. She rewinds through all of the events leading up to it, the battles, the conversations, all of the people you spoke to, and then she hits static again. And she waves her hand and everything stops. And she looks at you and she says, I don't know what that is. I'm not used to being afraid, but that scares me.
The static?
I don't know what happened to the four of you, but no one, I am the power of time, and having all that time missing, that's not natural. Something has happened to you four. And maybe we can fix it, but not now. Not right now.
Mm.
She keeps running, she keeps rewinding. And she finds her way back to a much, much younger Eviana. Who was Evie before she was a soldier?
She was actually very happy and playful and excitable.
Okay. What kinds of things did she do for fun?
She would make lots of jokes and play with her best friend.
Okay. And I think this is even before you met.
Oh, even before then?
This is even before then.
Oh, wow. It's like even like when she was super young?
Yes, very, very little Evie. Like
Oh.
teenage and under.
Oh, she would probably just be chasing after Keegan's coattails.
Okay. So the chalice runs back, and you see this long, incredibly long elf. You live much longer than any of your friends do. But you see this long and bright and brilliant childhood full of joy and laughter and pleasure over the simplest joys of life. And then she fast forwards through the static again. And she stops. And you see yourself. And Keegan is standing in front of you, holding out a rolled up sheet of parchment with the official Lord's Alliance seal decorated with the particular emblems of Veleron. And you can see your own face as you read this parchment. And the image stops. And the chalice says, You can tell him no. You did save that town, but not before so many others like it died in horrible ways they never deserved. You saved that town, but you lost everything. You lost your home, you lost your unit, you lost your friends. If you take me, you can get all of them back. And you can save more towns. You can stop the Lord's Alliance and their march across the world before it even begins.
She just kind of puts a hand on her face.
And then all of you are back seated at your table in the Davy lamp. And June places the cup on the table, retracts her hand, and waits.
All right. Onir, he's going to stand up. He's going to take a couple steps back from the table and just stand there.
She looks up at you and says, "That's not an answer."
I'm going to have to refuse. Even though me and my family, my tribe even, have been through so much tragedy and just so much strife, I really wouldn't trade it for anything. So what if my dad only has one arm? That doesn't make him any less of a man or father to me. So what if my tribe fell? We grieved and we cried, yeah, and we buried our dead, but we rebuilt, we grew, and now we're prospering more than ever. And the memories now, I wouldn't trade for anything. So I'm sorry, it's no deal for me.
And she nods her head once, and she turns and looks at the rest of you.
Shamash is going to stand up. He's going to stare at the Chalice for a second, and then he's going to shake his head. I'm with Onir on this one. As nice as it would have been to have a father growing up, knowing what I knew today, who I am today, is stronger and better than anybody I could have been growing up with my father. Would I have liked a father? Yes. But who I am, capable of helping all these people, helping save the world, is something that I could never go back on. I refuse. And he steps back toward Onir.
And then there were two. June looks between the two of you, and she says, "Only one of you can take the cup. And the rule is that if you do, you can't live the same life you lived. The fewer paradoxes you can cause, the better off you'll be."
He's just staring at the cup for a moment. Almost seems to reach forward, then slowly pushes himself away. Yeah, you shouldn't think that just because you showed me that I would be so convinced to go back on everything that's made me who I am. Even the foolhardy, stupid crap and being pulled away from them. Just changing all that with the snap of a finger? Tempting, but that's just no fun. I wouldn't want to lose my friends here or my allies dwelling over the past or my mistakes. And he steps away.
And then there was one.
I feel really fucking terrible.
Why?
Because Ivy wants to take it really badly.
You have that option.
She just kind of looks at the three of them.
They can't make your decision for you, Eviana. If you take me, we can fix everything. And in the world we make, anything bad, but more importantly, anything good will happen because you want it to happen. I have never been able to convince anyone to take my offer, but you, I think we could do the most good, you and me, together.
She just... I'm so fucking torn for her. Because literally thousands of people died.
Probably have the best friend out of all of
I
us.
know. That's what's making it so hard. I more than anything would love to have them live again. But their deaths give me purpose. And so she just kind of steps away from the table.
The Chalice rises to her feet, and now that all of you are looking at her again, she looks like the same 7-year-old girl you saw in that statue. And she says, I wouldn't be lying if I said I wasn't disappointed. I'm sorry, I have to make just one more offer, and then I'm done. She picks up the cup, and all 4 of you are standing in the white space again. And then around you, you see, and this time all standing together, because this goes back to a memory that all 3 of you share. The scene starts piecing itself together like a puzzle piece, and you're standing on a road, and you see the blasted out remains of what must have been a caravan. There are some burned out bodies on the ground, and sitting in a cage is a half-orc boy.
Oh shit, Dick.
Him.
In the distance, if you look over June's shoulder, you can see a blaze of fire headed in the Vandal. And you see yourselves further down the road. And June says, this is the last offer I have to make. Last thing I can think of that the 3 of you could fix. You free the boy, and the boy, as an act of petty vengeance, sets off a series of events that destroys Phandalin. You can stop this from happening if you just don't let him out of the cage. This is my final offer. Will any of you take it?
The decision I made to let the boy out of the cage still stands to this day. I don't regret it.
What happened had to happen.
And again, that's. I mean, she's the one who let her out of the cage.
by, by the way, Gwen, was the 4? Was you saying 3 intentional? Or
No,
You meant 4?
I meant 4.
I was like really confused. I was like, is that a plot thing?
No, it was me. It's getting late and I'm out. That was all me.
Oh, sorry.
It's all good.
We're doing so good though.
You are.
We even got some tears going.
Yay.
Damn Ivy and her emotions.
Lack thereof.
The reason is why is so emotional.
So, we still have 2 people who have not given their answer.
Which is again comes down to Yukon and Iviana.
Me and Onir are dead set in our ways. All a thick-headedness, of course.
You 2 have the least regrets.
Won't lie, Yukon was halfway about to take it too. Wasn't as influenced, but still. He just shakes his head a little bit and looks away because he's still kind of emotionally fucked up from seeing that.
Ivy just doesn't want to have to be strong anymore. So instead, she just kind of. Who's closest to her? Shamash, Hugon?
Shamash, I think.
So she probably just kind of hugs Shamash's arm and probably just starts crying a fuck ton.
He's surprised and he just kind of rubs her back for her.
That's a no, by the way, in case you didn't notice.
It's tough being the toughest.
She really doesn't want to be.
The Chalice nods and says, all right. I will let her go because you listened just like you promised. And I guess that's it then. And June and the cup disappear. And this scene around you fades. And then you're back at the top of Shaft B. And you see June collapse to the floor in front of you. And the cup rolls away from her hands. And it drops off the platform she's up on. And it bounces with this heavy clunk. And lands perfectly at Eviana's feet.
She just stares at it.
And I think that's where we're going to end it for the night.
I feel emotionally hollow inside.
I feel very drained.
Like I feel like my chest is like heavy. Like I made like a really
I see them
really heavy decision.
Which is why I think it's a good idea to end it here so everyone has some time to recover.
To recover, to
God damn, like shit got like heavy real quick.